Oh, the death this would cause.
All right, I think we're back.
Sorry, Clementine.
Whatever.
Blood on my hands.
I love how it's like in this like big thing of like running through scenarios for next episode and fucking stream crashes. I'll be honest, like I was like planning on ending stream not too long from now anyway. So yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna bother to even upload this part. To be honest, we'll see. He's like, I was probably gonna end stream at the next like major scene.
But I'm not heartless.
But yeah. So either way, what was I talking about? I was talking about Omer, right? Yeah, again, like I just feel like Omer made the wrong move here. I do feel like we're gonna see this battle. I mean, like, to be fair though, I mean, like, again, like I just feel like edit wise, like Omer's obviously has everything on paper of what would typically be a winner edit for Survivor. Had this been like pre like 33 or so, I'm actually too fair, probably even like pre 36. But I feel like ever since, like, I think 37 is a season where, like, Nick's winner edit wasn't, like, perfect, but definitely one that fit the themes of the season. Edge of Extinction was Edge of Extinction, and then Tommy was, like, one that was, like, kind of changed a bit due to the Dan situation. But then we had 40, which is one that fit the themes of the season. We had 41, which ends up fitting the themes of the season. Like, Omer's edit to me doesn't fit the themes of 42 here. Again, like I feel like 42 has been so much about like that there's this like cool kids group essentially, and that it's a season that seems to be propelling the thought that these underdogs are going to win, and it just to me doesn't feel like Omer fits into the themes of the season. He doesn't even fit into the themes of his own narrative that he starts at the beginning of the season. Or again, he tries to have, like, they have this confessional of, like, oh, I'm a pigeon with, like, I'm gonna make people think I'm a pigeon, but I'm really an owl gonna swoop in the night. But that's, like, not how Omer plays. That doesn't match the actual gameplay, of Omer across the season.
He's cool.
While, like, Marianne's is one that fits her overall theme. It fits the themes of the season. Like, she says that, I want to show the weirdos that you can be weird too and you can win. It's like, to me, Marianne's fits the story of the season. Where, like, Omer doesn't, even though he has everything, like, on paper to win.
Oh, well, I wanted to throw one last hootenanny before the big fight. Swear?
So it's like, I mean, like, on my power rank right now, I have Omer 1. Like, he's still 1, Marianne's 2. But, like, again, I still, it doesn't feel right to me that Omer is going to win. But I expect him to be this, like, Sophie Clark figure, or, I mean, I guess you could say Shan, kind of. But, like, even these people, like, Omer's made it further than these people. These are typically people that, get booted around Final 8, Final 9. We're at the Final 6. Like, that's really late. Like, I don't think Omer, like, I think if Omer makes the finale, I think he's more than likely winning. At that point, like, I don't think it fits his story to be 5th place at all. I think there's at least a chance that he's, like, the fire-making challenge loser. But realistically, I think it really is, it's gonna have to be he wins the game at this point, or Marianne takes the credit for taking him out, to which she gets, like, a boost in her edit. After that.
How do you play with it? You draw pictures like this.
Have I thought about doing a top 10 non-winning games regarding of placement? Or regardless of placement? Not really. I mean, like, kind of, but kind of not. Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's not, because I feel like anyone that makes the finals is at such a massive advantage that I don't think it really matters. Where, like, I feel like the only people that would be in consideration to make, like, a top 10 would be people like Devin or Suri that were, like, kind of screwed over for making the final tribal council. But like, I think anyone that is actually voted out at 4 in terms of like non-winning game would probably end up being lower, or like at least like I think it would be tougher for them to be higher than people that did at least make it to the end and did play like top tier games like Rob in All Stars and like Coach and like that sort of thing. Will Taku be Final Four? No, because I don't think Lindsay for sure makes it there. There's a world where, like, I mean, I could definitely see a world where, again, I think Marianne's for sure getting the end at this point. I'd be pretty surprised if she doesn't. The question is, does she win if she gets to the end? But like, I think if Omer wins the season, I think he's more than likely getting there with Marianne. So it's obviously 2 of them at the end. Jonathan, like, Jonathan's kind of weird. Where like, I think Jonathan could be like a GOAT at this point. Where like I think Jonathan's one of these people, like he could win out at this point and then like get to the end, just lose, kind of like in the Brad Culpepper sort of way. I think that's still up for grabs. But again, I don't think Lindsay makes it there. Again, Lindsay's obviously safe for next round. However, I think Lindsay's probably gone at Final 5. Like that's what feels right for her edit. Like that's typically, like this is the style of edit that like 5th placers typically get. Or like at least people that are like booted within the finale. Like Lindsay just fits so much into that mold that I would be surprised if she gets beyond that. Because like I think she's like, from what we are seeing, it seems like if she gets to the end, she probably wins. Oh yeah, Ken's also a good example too. I mean, Ricard got a good edit, but Ricard also had like a very flawed edit. like it's actually, did Ricard have a good edit? Like Ricard, I mean, like I talked about it like back when 41 was airing. Ricard had a massively flawed edit. It's just that I think by the end game, people were like unwilling to look at like at Erica as a potential winner. I think people were like hanging on to the fact that Ricard had like personal content in episode 1. But like Ricard never truly had a winning edit. Yeah, like I never subscribed to the fact that Ricard was going to win 41. By the way, we're probably going to be done. I don't really care enough to do more in the game. So I probably won't even upload this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. Because like I don't plan on going for more than like 10 or so minutes at this point. But whatever. Xander had the best personal content of anyone ever. I mean, I guess so. As in, like, it was literally in the like after he won final immunity, which is so fucking dumb. But yeah, again, like Ricard is the one that like had a good premiere, but even within that premiere is still undermined across the premiere. And then beyond that, like Shan is being clearly shown as the alpha, while Ricard isn't getting as much insight on things. He has a terrible merge episode where he literally doesn't even get to talk throughout the entirety of the merge episode, despite the fact that he wins immunity, despite the fact that he's part of the reward, the Applebee's, or not Applebee's, but like the food reward. He also like really his only content across the only like unnecessary content across the entire merge episode is before the merge, where he's fighting with Shan over the extra vote, which is portrayed as a negative thing for Ricard. You then follow that up with the next episode. We have the Papaya Gate or whatever fuck that was, and then he flips on Shan, and like that's like where like his edits like becomes like he has gets a good edit for that episode, and I guess the Nasir boot also, but it's like. It was definitely never a winning edit. Like I really feel like people were just so unwilling to look at Erica as a winning edit. And to be fair, even then, like people had Deshawn like as a contender too, which also I mean Deshawn I could see it more, but still I feel like Deshawn was so undermined at points. Do I think the Sophie move in Winners at War is the best move ever? I think it's up there. I think it's debatably the best move ever. I mean, the thing is, like, it doesn't win Tony the game necessarily, but it greatly stacks it in his favor. To where, like, I mean, to be fair, it would have won Tony the game had Edge of Extinction not existed. But because that, like, obviously Tony has to face a lot more adversity at the very end there. Yeah, Deshaun had like a really bad end game. I think that's something that I kind of didn't really recognize until like probably like a bit. Even at the runner-up time I did the runner-up ranking, the global runner-up ranking. I don't know if I fully saw it this way yet, but like, yeah, in retrospect, his end game is so terrible. Really, from the point he votes out Shan on, it's really like abysmal. Like, it really is. He gets saved from Do or Die. He gets saved from Do or Die. He gets saved over Danny, despite the fact that he doesn't think, like, essentially he thinks he's going home, and like calls out Erica, who's the person trying to save him, which again really shows a bad read there. Final 5, he only gets saved by the fact that Ricard is a bigger threat in the game, and then Final 4 has to go to fire making. So it's like, it's really fucking bad. Natalie's in to vote out Baylor is a really good move. But I think I don't know, it's like, it's not quite on the level of like these game winning moves, in the sense that like it's a good move in terms of it increases the chance of her getting to the end to where she wins, but she already pretty much had the game won anyway. Like, I mean, essentially, like, it's more so like a backup, that move. Like, her, I mean, like, it is a move that, like, I'm too fair. It does benefit her in terms of, like, the jury perceives her as better because she's getting rid of Baylor, someone that the jury hates, plus also she's making a big move in front of the jury. But to be fair, again, she would have won anyway, even if she didn't make that move. She was already in the position to win the game. I think obviously the benefit is also, like, not going to the Final Four with both Missy and Baylor, to where had Keith had won immunity, then they would have voted out Natalie, maybe. To be honest, I don't even know if that's 100% the case, but from her perspective, that is the case. So again, like, it's good. It's a good move, but I feel like in terms of like, it's not a game-winning move because she technically already had the game won. Because again, like, I think going to the Final Four situation, what I'm talking about is that I think there's a chance that Baylor like lays down her sword anyway. Like, if at Final Four, if Keith wins immunity, because like the thing is, like, Baylor had already planned on giving up her game anyway. Like, the plan for the John, Jacqueline, Missy, Baylor, Natalie group was that Jacqueline and Baylor were going to give up their games at 5 and 4 to go to allow Natalie, John, and Missy go to 3. So like, again, like, Baylor was already like at one point like thinking she was going to give up her game to allow Natalie to get to the end anyway. So it's like, I definitely think there's a chance that she still does it in this scenario, but obviously not 100% locked in. Does Natalie beat Keith? Yes. But it's a bit closer, obviously. Essentially, like, Natalie... so let's say, like, Keith wins final immunity. They would they vote out Missy or would they vote out Jacqueline? So either way, it doesn't matter because, like, whoever it is only getting the vote of their loved one. But yeah, like, so, let's just say, okay, let's say they vote out Jacqueline, at 4. So it's Missy, Keith, and Natalie. Baylor votes Missy. Natalie gets the votes of John and Jacqueline, gets Jeremy, and then gets Reed and Josh. So that's 5. And then Keith would get Alec and Wes. So it'd be 5-2-1. The Winners at War make me like Natalie less? Not really. I think it probably did decrease my opinion of her as a player. Especially, like, I mean, like, her being the first boot, it's like, it's not great, but like, it's not like that detrimental to me in terms of her as a player. I mean, I think she came into that round, like, again, like, being aligned with Jeremy. Like, Jeremy or Ray had a target on his back, but again, everyone knew that her and Jeremy were so close. So again, like, it made sense why she was the first boot, even though I don't think she placed that round optimally. But that didn't, like, play that great of a factor on my opinion for a game. I think her returning from the edge, like, did. Like, the fact that she, like, makes the wrong decision round after round after round is what does probably decrease my opinion of her as a player. Which is weird because, like, essentially she plays, like, she plays passively. Like, she plays the end game of Winners at War, the complete opposite of the way that she played Samuel and Del Sur. And it's really weird that that's the case. Like, it's weird that, like, to see this player that took so many risks on Samuel Del Sur just, like, not take any risks in Winners at War. Despite the fact that the jury had explicitly told her, you have to make risks to win this game. And then she just doesn't do it. Does Keith win unanimously against Missing Baylor? No. But he does win. Keith would get Josh Reed, Wes Alec. John and Jacqueline are up for grabs. Natalie, Baylor, and Jeremy vote Missy. Oh no, fuck, Baylor's in the jury, or is on the final three, isn't she? But either way, Natalie and Jeremy vote Missy. But yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, it's pretty much already, like, it's at least tied, right? At worst. Because Keith would have 4 votes. So again, John and Jacqueline could vote Missy. I don't know how likely that really is. But, and to be fair, if they do, Missy wins. But I don't think they do. I think they are inclined to vote for Keith at that point. Why did the jury hate Baylor? Because they thought she was a brat. And also she was, like, someone that didn't help around camp. Someone that, like, again, like, Missy was treating Baylor better than everyone else, and they also didn't like Missy, so I think it's, like, kind of a lot of things. Yeah, Truth Bomb was hilarious, yeah. I mean, again, it's really funny that, like, Deshaun just had such a poor read on the game at that point. I mean, Deshaun is such a complex figure, though, because, like, he really does have, like, he's essentially the decision maker on Luvu throughout the entire pre-merge section of the game, where, like, had they ever gone to tribal, he is the one deciding who goes home, where, like, he had, obviously the alliance with Danny, had an alliance with Sydney, had an alliance with Erica, also had a good relationship with Heather. It's like he was really, like, in the center of everything. And then coming to the merge, it's like he's still in the center group, like the main majority group, builds the Black Alliance. Like, he was in a really good spot, and then, like, he votes out. Does Danny win if it's Danny, Erica, and Xander? We don't know. I'm inclined to say no. If I were to guess, I would say Erica would win. Because again, like, both Shan and Liana were anti-Danny. Also, I feel like Evie would have been someone that would have been inclined to vote for a female player. And then what we got, like, Tiffany, I think probably would have been... Maybe Tiffany could have voted for Danny. Ricard would have been pro Erica. So, yeah, I mean, I think Erica would have had... And Heather would have been on the jury at that point, so she would be pro Erica. So, yeah, I mean, I think Erica would win. Really, I mean, like, from what I understand at this point, Erica was the biggest jury... After the Shan boot, Erica and Ricard were essentially the two biggest jury threats on the board. To the point where, like, it's still unknown who would have won against, like, between Erica and Ricard. But essentially, Erica would beat everyone else, and Ricard is likely to beat everyone else. But yeah, I think, and again, that's part of what props up Erica's game at this point, is the fact that Erica was, like, pretty much winning almost any scenario she gets to the end in. Is there anyone that you think was unfairly hated on their seasons? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like, obviously we don't know the full dynamics of everything, of why certain people were disliked and whatnot. So, like, unfairly, it's like, I don't know. Like, would I have treated certain people better? Probably, but... would I have voted for Danny in that final 3? No. I probably would have voted for Erica. Because, yeah, are we assuming that Danny just wins out? Because that's how he would have had to get there, is would have had to win out. Like, let's say he wins Final Six immunity. They probably vote out Deshaun. Or maybe, do they go for Ricard? Who had Final Six immunity? I actually don't even remember. Did Ricard have immunity? I think he did, right? So they probably go, so they might vote out Ricard at that point. Probably vote out Deshaun at 5. I don't know, like, who would he give immunity to at Final Four? Probably Xander. Make Erica and Heather go to fire, maybe? And we're assuming Erica wins. Yeah, like, I would vote for Erica. I mean, Danny wouldn't have gotten there the same way that Deshaun did. Because, again, that's why I think, like, I still think Deshaun played the better game than Danny. Because, like, Danny didn't have the relationships with those endgame people that Deshaun did. Like, Deshaun did have a good relationship with Erica and did have a good relationship with Heather. And, like, it made more sense for them to be keeping him around. Where, like, I think even if, like, let's say Danny and Ricard both survived to Final Five, I think at that point they're probably incentivized to vote out Danny over Ricard at that point. Like, I think they would look at Danny as a bigger threat than how they looked at Deshaun. Who are my cases in particular I think was chosen over Brent Shapiro? I mean, obviously Hunter. I mean, I don't think that's that big of a question. Excited to see Danny on CBS? Yeah, should be fun. Who wins the Sean, Heather, Xander? I mean, we talked about this. Who the fuck knows? Like, answers keep on fucking changing. Who the fuck knows? It's gonna be this, like, Devin, Chrissy Ryan situation where it's like, it's gonna be highly debated. I'm inclined to think, I think it's Deshaun, but I think it's close though. Like, really, again, votes are going all over the place. Like, I think Shan, I mean, again, like, if we're running through the votes, Tiffany was for sure, right? So I think Tiffany goes Xander. I think Nasir goes Deshaun. Evie could go anywhere. Like, literally could go anywhere. Like, they had a close relationship with Deshaun at one point. Also had a close relationship with Xander at one point. Also seemed to have some respect for Heather. It really could go anywhere. Then what do we got? We got Shan is Xander. So where are we at? We're at 2-1-0. Liana, who the fuck knows? Like, I legitimately don't know. Like, obviously had a bit of a hostile relationship with Xander, was bitter towards Deshaun. Who the fuck knows? And then you have 6th place Danny. Danny's Deshaun. So 2-2-0. Ricard is Heather. So 2-2-1. And then we're assuming Erica's on jury, so Erica's Heather. So it's 2-2-2 with, again, the unknowns of Liana and Evie. So, who the fuck knows? How did Wendy Bird do on Survivor? It would be fun. To be fair, Wendy Bird's probably like a first or second boot most times, but if she's able to make it far, it would be interesting. So you think Liana goes to Sean, Evie goes Heather? Again, if that's the case, then Xander's deciding vote, right? Which, who the fuck does Xander vote for? Because at that point we're saying 3-3-2. So yeah, it's like, who the fuck does Xander vote for? I really don't know. Actually, like, I know he votes Erica over Deshaun, but we don't know who he votes between Deshaun and Heather, I don't believe. So, like, it's a bit of a train wreck. Like, it really is a clusterfuck. Would have been funny, though. Better player, Julie Chen or Matt Dyson? Well, Julie Chen's not a player. I think Wendy is like willing to do anything she has to. I don't know how successful she would be with a Survivor cast, but still, obviously this is a fictional character. Fuck, we're almost 30 minutes on this. Okay, I guess I will upload this at this point. Even though I didn't even fucking do anything in the game, but whatever. But either way, we got ourselves into a position where I should be able to fill up entire episodes worth with the final season next time, and we'll probably finish it. So that will be a thing. I think I plotted it out right to where it'll probably take us 2 streams to finish Life is Strange. One, that'll put us right before the finale. The finale I'll probably do like Horizon, Free Roam. We'll do the daytime stream, which will be not Walking Dead. It'll be Wolf Among Us, and then after I'll play Before the Storm, which will probably take a couple streams. And after that, we're done with games I need to play for videos. So who the fuck knows what we'll play after that? I'm gonna try Life is Strange speedrun. I would like to do Life is Strange 1 speedrun in particular. Like I've done a casual one in the past. And like I'm pretty sure I can get like somewhat high on the leaderboard, but I don't think I'm gonna do it now. I want to at some point. Again, I want to get back into speedrunning at some point. It's a lot of I don't really have the time, and also I don't really want to. I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of time because like especially when it comes to these streams here. Obviously, like I'm talking to chat a lot. I'm not really able to do that with speedruns. I'm too fair, like Life is Strange would have more downtime. Like with True Colors, I was able to do a decent amount of downtime. But yeah, it's like still, it's like it would have to be like a pretty different stream. Play Hitman, I probably will, and that is like probably high on the priority list to play games to play after I'm done with these games that I want to play for videos. We'll do Hitman 3, and yeah, that'll be interesting. Hitman 3, what else do I want to play? I don't remember what else I wanted to play at this point. Cyberpunk, I know I wanted to do the PS5 version of it. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other random things. I might play Twin Mirror, which is like such a relevant thing, but I don't know, I'm thinking, like, I want to do that Don't Nod ranking. And yeah, like, I mean, I have Twin Mirror. I've already played it before, but like I might as well replay it, I guess, if I'm going to do that Don't Nod ranking. But also I'm like not really ready to do it. Like again, I'm still trying to get caught up on a lot of other things because like there's still games I need to play on my own. I need to play like Remember Me. I need to play Vampire. So like that would take time that I don't really have right now. But whatever. Oh, what else was there? I need to play Horizon on my own for whenever I do that retrospective. Because I don't have footage of Zero Dawn. Or at least not what I need. What other games are there? Oh yeah, I did want to replay Plague Tale at some point. But that'll probably be like right before Requiem. Instead of God of War, I'll probably play God of War right before Ragnarok comes out. Whenever those are. Maybe I'll play like Final Fantasy 15 right before 16. Again, whenever that comes out. And I think about Xander probably votes Heather. Again, that's where I'm like kind of leaning, but like I don't know for sure though. Danganronpa, I mean, yeah, like I want to play Danganronpa. It's just I'm not going to stream it though. Because I just would not be able to pay attention to it. More confidence in Matt Dyson or Billy Garcia? Probably Billy Garcia, I guess. Too much neither, obviously, but I guess Billy Garcia. Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. I don't really have a way to stream it. I do own it on 360. But I don't have a way to stream it unless I were to buy a Series S or X or whatever. Actually, I've been thinking about it though. The problem is I've been spending so much money recently, like I really shouldn't. But I have thought about buying a Series S, probably. just so that way I can play like certain like 360 games that like haven't been like ported over. Because like that way I could do like an AC1 retrospective, which would be cool. And then there's also like, I don't know, like Enslaved is a game I could play and do a retrospective of, and like certain other games. But we'll see if I ever get around to it. There's a lot of older games that like in an ideal world I would like to do some sort of videos on. It's just that I'm too fair. I probably could. I don't know. Like I mean, whatever. But yeah, I don't have a capture card. But like at this point, now for like a newer computer and everything, like I probably would feel confident enough to invest in one and see how that would go. Because like a lot of the reason, like a lot of like tech things I've been holding back because like I didn't have a good enough computer. Like my computer was like slow enough to the point where I was like unsure of whether like things would work. Now obviously like I have a new computer, so it's like I'm pretty sure most things would work on this new computer. So like I would be willing to like invest in some things I wasn't at the time, but like also it's like I literally just spent like $1,300 on like computer related stuff to where it's like I don't know if I'm willing to like are ready to like spend a whole bunch of more money right away. But whatever. Yeah. Series S is definitely. I think Series S is where I would go because, like, to be fair, like I don't really care about like 4K and like all that sort of stuff. And yeah, like Series S is like still relatively cheap, right? It's like 300, right? Like that's still like to be fair, I would like I could put down 300 on a Series S. Like that's not bad. It's more so like actually like caring enough to say, okay, yeah, let's actually buy a Series S. Are they even readily available yet? I haven't actually paid attention to that. Yeah, they're like $289 from Microsoft Store. Oh yeah, you can just can you get one? Yeah, you can just order one. Okay, interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Like it's also like I probably should just bite the bullet and do it. Yeah, that's the issue with me is I'm so like unwilling to spend money, even though it's not really about the money. It's more so like just the general concept of spending money when I don't need to. Because it's not like again, it's not like I can't afford a Series S. Like obviously, I literally just bought a computer that's over double the price of it, and I literally just bought a PS5 that's double the price of it. So it's like it's not like I can't afford it. It's more so like I don't know. I just feel weird like spending money when I don't really need to. But I don't know. Bad rainy weather in Fiji. Well, I guess we'll see that on TV in a few months. Isn't that weird when you like think about like yeah the players are like they're actually like in the game right now, so like if you're like looking at the forecast you can actually see like when like what days it'll be raining on the show. Like it's kind of weird. But, yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll probably end it here. We're almost at 3:00 anyway. I was trying to end earlier, but whatever, it's fine. I guess I'll upload this to to the VOD channel. I wasn't going to, but again, we somehow talked another 30 minutes. So yeah, we will be back on Sunday. What's going on in between now and then? I mean, my BB winter player ranking will come out. What else is there? I don't even, obviously we got BBAU tomorrow. I think that's about it though, right? I don't think there'll be much else. Maybe there'll be some, I don't know, BB Can 10 preseason, or postseason's like kind of done at this point, right? Outside of the Instagram lives. Which like, I don't know how much more information we can really get at this point. Considering we kind of have a good sense of how like where jury votes and stuff would have gone at this point. But maybe we'll learn more, maybe not. Either way, yeah, thank you to everyone still here. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys on Sunday. Yeah, see ya. Very awkward ending, but whatever.